So the story takes us to January of 2026, when a former Bank of England financial security analyst named Heather McCaw sent a warning letter to the central bank. Her role had been to assess system risks, rare events capable of destabilizing the economy if they occurred. In her letter, she raised concerns about what might happen if governments were to officially disclose the existence of non-human intelligence. But not an invasion or contact, but disclosure itself, and the effect such an announcement could have on our confidence, markets, and financial stability. According to her reporting, McCaw warned that confirmation of a non-human intelligence could trigger severe market volatility and a loss of trust in financial systems. She framed it as a scenario worth preparing for, not a prediction, a sudden disruption in how people understand reality. Modern economies rely on shared assumptions about the future, about control, and about humanity's place at the center of decision-making. If those assumptions were shaken, even briefly, the consequences could cascade through markets faster than traditional safeguards could respond. After the article was published, discussion shifted away beyond the letter itself. Analysts and commentators began focusing on the language surrounding disclosure. In recent years, officials have moved away from terms like extraterrestrial and towards phrases such as non-human intelligence or anomalous phenomena. To some, that language suggested something more unsettling than life existing somewhere far away. It implied presence rather than arrival, coexistence rather than discovery. This is where the fear enters, not from what was claimed, but what was implied. Markets tend to survive bad news. What they struggle with is a loss of meaning. Property, borders, insurance, and long-term investments all depend on the assumption that humans are the primary actors shaping the outcomes. If disclosure hinted at this assumption was wrong, people would panic. They would hesitate. They would delay decisions, withdraw from long-term commitments, and quietly disengage from systems that suddenly felt provisional. Psychologists weighing in on this discussion noted that humans can adapt to almost any new information, provided it fits within an existing framework. Shock occurs when the framework itself breaks. Space is comforting because it implies distance and time. Something that exists elsewhere doesn't immediately change daily life, but disclosure without distance suggests overlap. It suggests that the unknown isn't approaching, but it always has been here, operating alongside human systems without being accounted for. The article did not claim that this was true. It did not assert the existence of interdimensional beings or hidden presences, but the warning assumed the truth significant enough that acknowledging it publicly could destabilize financial systems. That alone was enough to unsettle people, because it raised a quiet, uncomfortable question. What kind of reality shift would be so disruptive that governments would need to plan for economic survival? In the end, the most unsettling part of the warning wasn't about aliens at all. It was about how fragile the system really is. The idea that modern civilization is held together less by strength than by shared belief, and that if disclosure ever comes, the real danger wouldn't be fear or chaos, but the moment people realize that the future they were planning for may no longer exist in the way they imagined.